Welcome back. The Waterbury School District and advocates from several religious backgrounds are holding a meeting to discuss officially recognizing two Islamic holidays, Eid al-Adha and Eid al-Fitr. Now, here from the Waterbury Islamic Cultural Council Center is Jawad Ashraf and former student rep on the Board of Education, Fatma Ali. Thank you both so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate your time. Fatma, I'd like you to start here and discuss a little bit more about what those holidays mean, the history behind them, for folks who are not familiar.
Yeah, so Eid al-Fitr is celebrated at the end of Ramadan. As you know, during the month of Ramadan, we fast for 30 days straight. So Eid al-Fitr is celebrating us breaking our fast at the end of that month. Eid al-Adha is about 2 months and like 10 days later, and it celebrates the sacrifice that Prophet Abraham made of his son. Also teaches us like patience and sacrifice towards God in our religion.
Mm-hmm. And Jawad, what typically happens during these times with families in the community?
Well, at these times, the children, and the families, they get together. This is, two of the most important and the only holidays in the Islamic faith tradition. And it gives time for families to get together, to celebrate together, to enjoy, and at a time to also to reflect and be together with family and spend a lot of the time, just much like Christmas and Easter would be.
Right, right. So it's hard to do that if children are still expected to be at school and keep up with their assignments and things like that. Right, Fatma?
Yes.
So what are you hoping that will happen after tonight's meeting?
So I am hoping, like everyone else, that we do get those 2 days off from school. Sometimes they don't fall during school days, so it would just be 1 day, but it would really help so that students don't have to choose between their academic commitments and their religious commitments, and they get to enjoy both like other students do.
And what has it been like for you, having to, as you said, having to choose or having to basically sacrifice one for the other?
Yeah, so for me, I've always chosen my religious commitments over academic commitments, and I've always missed school on Eid, but it's made it hard when returning back to school because I've had to catch up on work and sometimes had to miss exams. And I know other students that miss Eid because they're so dedicated to their education and academic commitments, and they don't get to enjoy the day with us like everyone else.
Have teachers in the past been considerate of that?
Yes, they have. Usually they give me extensions or less work.
But the hope is really that the school board will recognize it as a holiday, right?
Yes. So interestingly enough, Waterbury was the first school district in the state of Connecticut in 2015 to recognize the two Eid holidays. But since then, there's other school districts that have actually accepted them as official holidays where they can have off, and that includes Bridgeport and Fairfield, I believe, Board of Educations. And we're hoping that tonight at 5:30 at our Waterbury Arts Magnet School, where there's going to be the Board of Education meeting, there's going to be a lot of people who are coming to voice their concerns and hope that we can actually include that as a calendar holidays and to be able to have them off.
So for folks watching who are maybe considering going, are you hoping that they will come in support?
Yes, absolutely. I think there's going to be a lot. It's not only going to be Muslims, but my understanding is there's going to be a lot of non-Muslims who support this as well and would like to see. And it's because of sheer volume. And I'll tell you one thing. When I first came to this country in 1976, me and my family, and me and my two sisters were the only Muslims in our whole school district. And at that point, nobody thought of asking for a holiday off. There's only 3 of us in the whole school district in 1976. But now that there's just the sheer volume of students that are there and the Muslim families and the businesses, and so Islam is part of the cultural matrix of Waterbury. And there are many people, and there are many Muslim families. So at this point, I think, we're just asking the Board of Education to align with their core values. And under the mission statement, one of the core values is to support a diverse community. And we're hoping that, they would honor that for us.
Yeah. So as the community has grown, the need has grown.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, thank you both so much for being with us. Quick reminder for folks at home, the meeting starts at 5:30, right? At the Waterbury
5:30.
Magnet School?
Waterbury Arts Magnet School.
All right.
South Elm Street.
Perfect. All right, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For sharing this.
Appreciate it.